What's up, guys? Here for another Table Talk as your host, Randy. With Table Talk with Randy. Today is going to be about handling work. Let's just put it in that way. Now, some people think of work as just coming in, getting jobs done for the paycheck. Now, usually that's quite okay, especially if you have a job that you kind of don't like to do, but it helps pay the bills, it helps put food on the table. That's perfectly fine. But what I think is more healthier is if you have a passion for the work that you do. I know that seems a little controversial. A lot of people just want to go just for the paycheck and stuff like that. But honestly, the best way to get through a day of work is have something that you like to do. Have a passion for the work. Now, sometimes it can be pretty difficult because most days will be like, some days will be like, oh, it's nice and chill, nothing too crazy going on. And other times it's like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? It's hard to enjoy something that you're getting paid to do in a type of way. But for example, of me, I work at a retail store that's like a warehouse environment for home improvements and stuff like that. Just put the pieces in the puzzle, you'll kind of get where I'm coming at here. So, personally, I work as a order fulfillment associate, and that has a lot of workload in itself because you have a time clock and you've got a list that you got to follow and you got to get everything done. Most of the time, my job requires handwork, lifting, pushing, pulling, driving machines, and customer service. Especially because nowadays everyone's buying stuff online, everyone's having people do it for them. It can be pretty overwhelming if you're understaffed. But I've been through this for 3.5 years, so I know the ins and outs and how to cope with things. But sometimes there's times at work where it is overwhelming, where it is like the worst thing ever, and you think in your mind. But like I said before in a previous video, which was about the New Year's New Goals, mind over matter, that is something I am trying to cope with as well. Sometimes I can get a little bit too passionate with the work I do, and that literally brings my mood down. Because, something like, even if you're like going out, let's say you're doing a plan, and then the plan doesn't go right, and then you get all stressed out. You're like, oh my God, I wanted this to happen, but now it's not going to happen. You get stressed out a lot. It's perfectly normal for someone to get stressed out, especially someone that has a passion for what they do. Personally, I have a passion for what I do and how I work. I'm not really wearing a polo right now because I literally was just wearing one, so I kind of wanted to be a bit more comfortable for this video. But most of the time you'll see me wearing a polo on this channel. But back to the story, or back to the situation. I have a passion for my job. I always try to be sure I get everything done. I always try to be sure everything's all set, ready to go. And I stick to that goal. Most of the time people will be like all social and talking to their co-workers and talking to customers and stuff like that. I personally am trying to be like that, but most of the time I'm mostly just sticking to my job at hand. I fully focus on the job at hand than socializing and trying to make the day go by much more faster. Now that is a problem that I have because I have my passion towards the work, but I'm not having fun doing it. Now, the thing is that really needs to be worked on for me, especially, is to get have a little more fun, Try to have a positive mind. It's impossible to have a positive mind if you're negative all the time at work, especially if things aren't going well. I get stressed out way more than an average person should. But that's just because I have the passion for it. Now, what I'm trying to work on is I'm trying to work on being a bit more positive and a little bit more socially interactive with the customers and with my coworkers and stuff like that. Sometimes I do that. But there's a lot of people that are a lot better than me that actually talk to their coworkers, talk to the customers about their life, their stories. You get the picture basically. What I'm trying to work on, I'm trying to figure out how to stay more positive at work. Now, I don't know personally how I can achieve that, but if you guys have any suggestions, please leave it down in the comments below, and we'll do that little discussion. Even any other topics that you all want discussed, you can leave it down below. But basically, the story is when it comes to a work environment, you're here for the paycheck, you're here to get work done. That's what you're here. It's your job to do something. But sometimes you just, and I'm still trying to figure this out myself. Sometimes you just gotta have fun doing it. I know it may seem difficult, and it's difficult as hell to me, especially on days where I'm understaffed or days where I don't have all the necessities and all the equipment that I'm required to get the job done. Most of the time, you just gotta try to live with it. I live in a pretty suburban area, but there's a lot of people that build, a lot of people that renovate, a lot of people that do construction in my area. So the workload is pretty demanding, especially at times. But sometimes you just really gotta like get into it, and sometimes you just don't stress yourself too much. And I try to say that myself. Don't stress yourself too much. I recently talked to my recent loved one throughout this entire day at work. And if you guys are wondering what my loved one is, I actually featured her channel on my channel, and she has some pretty good videos. Like she's a very inspirational and a lovely, lovely, kind-hearted woman. But for me personally, I'm just starting off this vlog slash discussion channel just for my own good and to maybe help some other people. But yeah, basically, work environments alone, you gotta try to stay positive. You gotta try to have fun while you're working, because sometimes if you're not having fun, you're gonna hate your job either way. Either way, you're gonna hate your job if you're not having fun with it. I think the thing that has to say is when you're working, yes, stick with your job, but also try not to get overly stressed out because you're there by the hour. I'm an hourly paid associate, so I'm there by the hour, and maybe I should take more advantage of that. I used to do that all the time, and I still do that to this day. So, yeah, I guess it's like a learning experience. I've been working at this company for 3 years, 3.5 years almost. So I've been there, done that. I've had situations that would always occur, and sometimes it would be like, oh, same stuff. Okay, let's get this done. Let's get that done. I'm good for the day. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole gist of this video. Is how do people cope with work? Let me see your guys' suggestions in the comments. Let me see like what helps you get through a workday. How do you stay positive? How do you enjoy it, even though it is a workload and you're supposed to do a job? But sometimes you gotta have fun doing it. So that's just a little discussion we can leave down in the comments. I am probably gonna head to bed pretty soon because I got another work day ahead. I'm gonna be working this entire week, but I'll still try to make videos within the week. So yeah. So the moral story is, if you have a job that you don't really like doing, try to find ways of having fun. Try talking to coworkers. Try taking little things at a time, especially if you're hourly pay. You get paid by the hour. Take your time if you need to, but sometimes you need to rush. Just go ahead and rush. Don't worry about it. But just try to have fun doing it. Alright, so if you guys want to subscribe to this channel, please hit the bell and hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell so you'll be notified when I make a new video. Also, check out my beloved channel that I have on the featured channels on there on my page. And she's very inspirational. She will get you through things. I sometimes watch it myself, even though I know I see her all the time. I always try to listen and get advice from her because she's an amazing woman. But yeah, so that will be it for tonight. I'll be making more videos within the week if I come up with any topics. If you have any topics, please leave it down in the comments. And as always, subscribe and hit the bell. And sit happy, my gentlemen and ladies. I'll see you all in the next video. Talk to you then.